Hi, it's Cordelia the Educator. Hope you're very well. So today we are going to talk about reading and all those wonderful things contained in books. But reading is not just about the words in books. There is so much more. Now, the reason why I'm going to record this video is because at the moment my youngest is 4 years old. He is reading he's reading short sentences, reading CVC words, and is also memorizing some of his sight words as well. And we've also started blending those longer sounds together, and he's doing very, very well. Very impressed with him because I always say to myself, I wanted him to read before he goes to school. Now, sometimes a lot of parents, they leave reading or the start of the reading journey to educators or to the teacher, but I say to myself, I want him to read before he starts school, so he has that great foundation to build upon when he starts school eventually. So that's exactly where we are at the moment, and I thought, you know what, I'll jump on and share some tips, tricks, and some of the things that we do at home, so hopefully you can implement and you can support your little learner from home just like we do as well. So we're going to start with why reading is important in the first place. It is a great foundation for learning. So it really helps children to build a really strong foundation for learning, and it exposes them to a wide range of vocabulary, and it helps them with not only their comprehension but also their communication skills as well. So the more they read, the better they will talk. Academic success, no brainer. Of course, if you can read and understand more words, the bigger your vocabulary is, the easier it will be to understand new concepts and follow instructions, and of course complete assignments. Now, some things that we don't think about is cognitive development. Reading is a stimulus. It stimulates and helps cognitive development, and especially where it pertains to critical thinking, problem solving, and that wonderful word that I love, creative thinking. Language skills, of course, it will help with language. The more you read, the more vocabulary you know, the more you'll be able to speak it in real life as well. So the better you speak in the real world, people will listen to you and hold you at, generally speaking, hold you at a better stance than people that don't speak as well, or that fumble over their words or can't get things out. So speaking really, really does help you in the long run, especially when you go for things like job interviews and you're speaking to people out and about in the real world as well. Now, love for learning. So reading is one of those things where early learners or early readers, they often develop a lifelong love for learning, and they have this not just strange, but this wonderful curiosity about the world around them. They're more likely to seek out new information and engage in independent reading for pleasure, which is what we want our children to do. Now, obviously, we've touched on preparation for school. The better they can read, the more sight words they know, the more blending they know, the better stance they'll be at before they start school. Now, confidence and self-esteem. Mastering the skill at an early age boosts a child's confidence. It's not all about learning and how much your child can remember. It's also about building or boosting their confidence and self-esteem. It gives them a sense of accomplishment and empowers them to tackle challenges with a positive attitude. So realistically, overall, reading sets your child on a path towards academic success, intellectual growth, personal fulfillment, and groundwork for to step them on a successful educational journey. But we haven't talked about what you can do as a parent from home to support your child with their reading. So here's a few tips and tricks which will hopefully help. Number one, reading aloud. Children don't just want to read to themselves, they also enjoy reading and sharing with parents and friends and cousins, families, and so on and so forth. So when your child's reading, encourage them to also read aloud and take the time to listen to them as well. A rich reading environment. Have books, magazines, newspapers, reading materials at home, loads everywhere. When you're in the kitchen, put some maybe on the desk or the table. When they're in the living room, have some out, or a little bookshelf maybe in their bedroom, maybe one on top of the stairs, so they see books and magazines and texts everywhere. And what they generally will do is to start even trying to read even before they can. And this is what we want them to do. We want children to try even before they've learned to do it, because it's not only learning, but we want them to be motivated to try and be independent learners as well. Encourage interaction with books. Don't just read to them. Ask them questions about what's happening in the story. What colours can they see? Can they count anything in the books? What number page are they on? Can they figure out or read any of the really short words? Even if it's an A or an I, just to start that process of reading independently. It always helps. Use phonics and sight words. So we started quite some time ago with flashcards. We didn't really use much flashcards because I just started writing them out in books anyway because we was doing it consistently. But I do believe that flashcards are really helpful. If they see them around, they might pick them up and ask you, what is this, and what sound does this make, and can I read this? Try and have them around the house. And I always say to my kids, out of sight, out of mind. Put them in a place where your child can see them or gain easy access. That way they will go to them independently without you having to say, shall we get our reading out? Shall we do our phonics class? We don't want them to have to depend on us for their learning. We want to make them independent learners. So always, if you have flashcards or reading books or anything like that, put them in a place where your child can see them and access them easily as well. Practice regularly. This isn't just a once a month thing. We want to do it every single day. Now, you might say, oh, I don't have time. Yes, you do. Just before bed, even if it's 2 minutes, a quick book, even if it's 1 or 2 pages, you don't have to read the whole book. You don't need to do it for an hour. Just little chunks, but consistency will make an impact over time. Make reading fun. Don't always read in the same place, sat on a chair. Maybe you can read in their bed. Maybe you can read when they're in the bath or in the shower. Maybe before dinner, pop it onto the table and read 1 or 2 pages. Make it fun, make it interesting, make it engaging. My children do this thing when they've made this little den and they like reading in the den. Why not under the table? Pop some cushions under there, as long as it's nice and clean. Pop some cushions under there, make a den. Make it fun, make it interesting, make it engaging, make it different. No one wants to do the same thing over and over again. Neither does a child. It's boring. It's up to you to make it exciting and engaging as well. Lead by example. Why should a child read if they don't see their parent reading? They are looking at us for advice on what to do and how to do things and why should I do this? How should I do this? They're watching us even when you think they're not watching us. Even when we don't want them to watch us, they're watching us. Okay, so they need to see you reading. What do you think they might start doing? Yes, they will start reading as well, independently. So allow them to see you reading, jumping into text, asking questions. Okay, they will follow what you do. And we are basically modeling good reading habits by reading ourselves so they can see us read. So let your child see you enjoying reading and exploring new ideas through literature as well, because it will help and it will make a massive example. Visit the library. Now here, honestly, it's one of the easiest things that we can do from time to time. Maybe once a month. We try our best to go once a month, but visit the library. Let them see the wonder of books. Let them see the amazing resources that are held within the library. Even if you spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the library just so they can get some books out, take some books back, get them used to having a library card and using it themselves, maybe scanning it themselves if they can, maybe talking to the librarian. Again, we're talking about building up confidence and using the vocabulary as well, using as much vocabulary as possible. So get them interested in going to the library. It's like a little date. Use it as a day trip. Maybe take a packed lunch as well. Stay involved in your child's reading progress. Monitor how many words they're remembering if you can. Discuss books together. Try and monitor their progress. Are they remembering words? Are they forgetting them? What do they know? What can they know? How can you help them? Because we're going to discuss books together and celebrate their achievements. If they remember a word that they didn't know last week, celebrate this, congratulate them. They'll see the joy in you, and then in turn, they will continue to do that thing. So show them that you're proud of them for their literary developments as well. Support their learning journey from home and they will go heaps and bounds above. So just to finish on this quick video, be active in your child's learning journey, especially when it pertains to reading. Let them see you read. Lead by example. Create a supportive learning environment for your child, because you can empower your child to become confident, a confident reader from home. As I always say, schools can and will do only so much. Don't forget, they spend plenty of time at home as well. Use this time to your advantage and support your child for long-term educational and reading success.